All right, number 5. Explain. So we have two parts with A and B. A says, explain why figure B is not the image of figure A after a rotation using center P. So it gives you all of the specifics. So I want to know why it's not the image after a rotation using center P. If you can't tell by just looking, you need to trace it on tracing paper, line it up, and see what happens. So what you'll find I use my clear here. What you'll see when you try to rotate something strange is happening. Part of it lines up, but this piece doesn't. B is not the same size as A. And if you remember, when we rotate figures, the sizes don't change. So again, when we rotate a figure, the measurements don't change. B got bigger, or B is bigger than A. That's the problem. You have to decide how you're going to explain that and what you say. Okay. You can't, one thing you cannot say, so you can't say anything about I traced it and it didn't work. You can't say anything like that. You can't blame the tracing paper for this not being a rotation. You have to give a mathematical answer. Use math in your instructions or in your explanation. Even if you say figure B is not the same size as A, it's not the same figure. When you rotate, nothing like that should change. Okay? You can still give a simple answer, but you have to use math in your explanation. Same thing goes for B. B says, explain why figure B is the image of figure A after a reflection. Again, you can't say it's a reflection because the tracing paper worked. You can't say that. You need to give me some math. Okay, so when you look at this, and if you want to trace this, you can, there's nothing wrong with tracing it. And when you reflect, you can verify that yes, that does match up. Okay? It does match up when you reflect. If you didn't think about it like this, if you did not have tracing paper, how would you be able to prove and explain that this was a reflection? Okay, so a tip. If you didn't have tracing paper, how would you prove reflection with your words? Think about it like that. How would you prove this with words? Same thing with A. How would you prove that they're not it's not a rotation if you could only use words, no tracing paper? Okay. With the reflection, you can talk about things like each vertices equal distances from the reflecting line. Okay, so however many units I have here, it's the same amount of units across. However many units are here, same amount of units there. Same thing here. Okay? It's a mirror image. You could explain using that vocabulary. Whatever vertice is to the left is now equal distance to the right, however many units that is. We don't know and it doesn't matter. But knowing that it's equal distance at each vertice could be something you could talk about in your explanation.